welcome to GCSE Textiles Design at Holgate. This is a new course that we are starting this year in response to the real positive outcomes we've been getting at Key Stage 3 in our technology rotation. So, what can you expect from GCSE Textiles Design? It's defined as the creation of designs and products for woven, knitted, stitched, printed or decorative textiles that might have a functional or non-functional purpose. Now here at Holgate we try and promote creativity, so the course will predominantly be about students being able to be very creative and explore the fundamental elements of textiles materials. So it isn't necessarily focused on the technology side of textiles, but much more the creative side. So students can expect to explore certain areas such as art textiles, fashion design and illustration, costume design, constructed textiles, printed and dyed textiles, surface pattern, stitched or embellished textiles, soft furnishings or textiles for interiors, digital textiles and installed textiles. So like I mentioned earlier, our focus at Holgate is to really push the creative elements of the courses, so that will be a major focus for the course next year. So the actual course content, it's a 2-year course with it being a GCSE, and students will be expected to build up a portfolio of work that covers 4 assessment areas, and these are AO1, which is development. So this is an area where you explore different craftsperson and textiles artists. You'll look at movement and key areas in time amongst the textiles history, and you'll look at other sources to formulate ideas. So it is very much about trying to find what will inspire the students to produce their best work, and students are able to bring their own ideas to the course if it's going to enable them to actually produce better work. AO2 is about experimentation, so this is where they investigate materials and techniques within textiles to explore and experiment with their ideas. Record is how students evidence their ideas and development and the level of skill that they use within that area. AO4 is about presentation, so this is about personal responses and final pieces. It's essentially what they can produce either at the end of their creative journey or during it. So the actual GCSE is made up of 2 components. Component 1 comprises of their coursework portfolio. This is worth 60% of the final mark, and this is where the bulk of the skills, the technique evidence will be. So it will be formulated through projects that will be set by the teacher, which will then eventually lead to much more independent projects to allow the student much more control over their creative journey. Component 2 is an assessment unit. This is where the exam board will set an exam paper, and there will be various starting points that the students can then develop from. Students will be expected to create a preparation portfolio which evidences how they've come to their ideas and how they've experimented with certain materials within textiles, to then create a final piece where they will have 10 hours to create a piece of textiles in response to their prep work. Now the 10-hour exam itself can be sat over 2 days, or it can be sat over various days depending on what is better for the student. So the course content: over the 2 years you will explore and learn about foundation skills within textiles design, which will then set you up for the rest of the course. You will potentially learn about fabric manipulation, painting colour onto fabric, how to apply resist dyeing, along with dyeing techniques. You will learn how to use the sewing machine safely and with a creative skill. So this isn't about technology textiles. You will learn how to use patterns, but you will also learn how to use the sewing machine to create very tactile surfaces that are very, very creative. You will explore colour and texture through the application of creative textiles materials such as embroidery and applique. And you will explore various textiles artists and designers to build skills in critical analysis. You will also explore fashion processes and apply skills learnt to create pieces that explore areas of creative textiles. Okay, so career opportunities. In textile design, you can use your creative flair and generate ideas and concepts for innovative clothing or interior design. You could end up travelling the world with these skills. So just to name a few jobs within the industry, there are things like a visual merchandiser, a stylist, a retail buyer, a product designer, printmaker, graphic designer, and various jobs within fashion industries. And there are many, many more career opportunities within this subject area. So if you would like any more information for textile design, please do not hesitate to contact myself, Mrs. Draper, or Miss Harris on these email addresses below. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.